Let's see what's going on here. Man. Some people you just cannot please, no matter what you try to do. And like I said, I've been upset pretty much for about 24 hours over this, so that's nothing I can do about it. Just accept that I'm a loser and move the fuck on with it. So that's what I have to do, pretty much. People are what they are, no matter what. And I can't do nothing about it. It's just the way it is. I don't, maybe it wasn't God's will for me to understand certain things. Maybe it's not God's will, But it would have been nice to find out some stuff. But you know what? Maybe it's not God's will. Maybe it's just plain and simple not God's will. It's just as simple as that. So that's something I could do about it. It is upsetting, but I'm gonna have to accept it like it is. Interestingly enough, I was what the hell is this shit? It says, I will fight this, damn it. What the hell is this crap? What in the world? I can't wait to see it. It will be excellent, informative. You're doing a great cause. And his whining has got to... What in the fuck is all this shit going on here? Oh my God. Well, it's nothing I could do. And the thing is, most people would not be like this. But I've seen her type before, so I'm not going to say how I seen her type before because it is sort of confidential. I find information in places. It is sort of confidential. I find information in places, so information I've found interests me a lot, which explains a lot about the character, the person's personality, how they see themselves, how they carry themselves, how they do. And so I'm actually going to visit this place right now. If they haven't found out already. I'm surprised they didn't find me out on here, come to think of it. Very, 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 very nice. Looking at some things here, and there's like, let's see, there's the main one, here's the second one, it's the same one, there's the third, fourth, fifth. And the thing about it is that I came across something by accident. It didn't really occur to me. This is in 2000 and what? Okay. That is different. People look different compared to 5-6 years ago. Now, if you look at some things that I've seen, and even if you look at people, you will never know or guessed that they do the things that they do behind the scenes. You will never know. And, oh yeah, she got that. She has that look. Look at that look. She has that look. It's the definite look. It's that stare of like, whatever look, Definitely. Oh, look at this. How old were you? Damn. Oh, look at this. How old were you? Damn. Anyway, oh man, look at this. God, stop it. But in the meantime, while I'm getting insults from people, I'm looking at a page that displays a total different story of something that I came to see. I'm not going to say what I'm looking at. I'm not going to talk about it, but let's just say it paints a totally different story. But I find it hard to believe, why would somebody who has a better life will go through this trouble to do what they're doing? I don't understand it. I'm going to actually do a video about this because this interests me. Actually, this really interests me a mess. Let me do this real quick. Oh, fuck. Let me see. Welcome to another exciting episode of Jarrett Wars. Piss 400 corporate company. Oddly enough, I had stumbled across something by mistake, and the video subject is, why do people are for what they are? Why people are what they are, and why they portray themselves as something else on one end, but then be different on a totally different end. I had discovered something by accident, sort of, but also with curiosity, because something told me I was going to find some information that interests me. So I'm on some page right now, and when you look at the pictures, when you look at the stuff that you're looking at, it portrays a totally different, like, you know how some people, when they tell you, when you go online, it's a different story and all this other shit. It's the truth. When people go on the internet, they act different than what they really are in real life. There's some things I'm seeing that I've never really guessed, and you would never really know it if having it been, well, let's just put it that way. It's just strange. Oh, God, it's strange. It's just very strange. Always had sat here and was looking around here and just like staring into space, and I'm thinking, okay. But yo, a lot of people, I've heard people say that children, when they go to school, when they go to get around their parents, they portray themselves as nice people. Then when they get around their kids or get off from their parents, they are so evil. Now, this depicts exactly what I just said. Oh, God. Now, look at this. Now, this is a perfect example of this behavior. I'm going to take a good snapshot of this. Of course, I can't show it because it's private. But it says here, and I quote, "On my way to piss someone off simply because I'm bored." This is a depiction of what I've seen, and I can't believe that I'm seeing it. What in the fuck? And I look at and part of what I do is to make someone miserable, but while at the same time have a life on their own, and yet go on the internet behind a computer and make someone miserable. I'll be damned. That's crazy. I wouldn't want to do this on my worst enemies. But then again, it's like, I'm bored. I want to make this guy miserable. I make this girl miserable. I make these people miserable. Like, fuck you. Bad enough we got problems in this fucking world, man. Look at this shit. Look at this. Oh, God, I want to see this. Look at this shit. Oh, man. Look at this. This is insane. Now, This is nuts. This is insane. Now, there is some interesting stuff here. Now, one of my enemies, I'm visiting their page. And this person is a he. And I'm visiting his page. And me and him, we have been enemies for a while. He doesn't like me because I'm a locale, this person. And so this person, we can't say the name, we can't say nothing. So I'm visiting their Facebook page. And I'm looking at the amazement of some of the things I'm seeing. And I'm learning now that, God, you sure don't have to be much to be behind a computer screen and make someone's life miserable. And most people, some people say, well, you know what, they're miserable because they do it. No. What I'm looking at is pure history. This is an example of you don't have to be miserable to make someone else's life miserable. That's what the subject is. You don't have to be miserable to make someone else miserable. Most people have it. Most people say, well, misery loves company. No. We're not talking about misery loves company. We're distinctly talking about exactly as I said. You don't have to be miserable to make someone else's life a living hell. And looking at the pictures here, this is interesting. This stuff is historical interest. Look at this shit. Now, one of the things that interests me is this person has a life. This person has a family. Granted, I say when I get my life straightened out, I would like to have a family of my own. And one of the things I always want to have is a little girl. I think I expressed that on one of my other videos on Jarrett Wars. I always wanted a little girl. And so I look at this little girl and I'm thinking, wow, I wonder what she'd be like when she grows up. Would she be like her father or something? Curious. Looking at these again and again, look at this. If you look at the pictures, and I can't show nothing because this is private. If you look at the pictures, you would never think that this is that person. You would never think that, look at this, that's a cute little girl. You know, one time I held a little girl one time, and the people that took care of this girl, they actually were surprised that this girl wasn't crying, because like she was known to cry if anybody held her besides her grandparents. So the grandparents were like very surprised that she didn't cry. Like she was going to sleep on me, this little girl. Little tiny girl, it's so cute. Don't know why, but I always want a little girl if I want a child, you know? I don't know why. Well, that's a nice picture of the mother and the daughter. This person got the picture of the mother and the daughter. That's a nice picture. That's a nice picture. That's some nice pictures they got here on Facebook. Now, whoa. La Via Loca. Anyway, I'm done. But the thing about it is, why would somebody that has this life, has like 2 children, make someone else's life miserable? Crazy. Look at this. Look at this guy's Facebook page. Well, I can't show it, but I can only speak of it as far as my mind. This guy here, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's just, you would think this is a regular American family home. That everybody, their mama plays PlayStation. And holy shit. Get out of here. I'm kind of disgusted looking at this, because if you really think about it, it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. I don't see the point. You know, what you do behind your keyboard, is your business. What you do behind your phone is your business, but your kids are going to pick up the same habit. And how you feel if your child your child does half of the same shit you do as far as your bad habits. Honestly. Again, this is the definition of human self-centeredness, human cruelty, and human disregard for other people's lives. Never mind what disagreement you have on someone. If you plan on doing the shit that you're doing in a way that you're going to be doing the shit that you're doing, it is fucked up. It is completely fucked up. Look at this person. This look like two boys or something. Look like they got 4 children, these people. Sad. It's just sad. God. Sad. Whatever. It's just sad, you know? Very sad. I don't know. Now, the people I get on my channel, you would think they were children. No, I'm looking at grown ass adults. 2. Well, one of them is one of my enemies. The other is some person in the background. That's all. Grown ass adults, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm a retard. I will admit that. But I can't believe what I'm seeing. My mother told me adults are just as worse than the children when I was a child. Because I would come home being upset when people pick at me. I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, okay. Then I finds out 20 years later that I was right. Like, I'm all like, right mess. Let me see. Okay. What in the fuck is this? I'm not... Alright. We're reviewing something, folks. One of my worst enemies we're reviewing. This is sad. People say it's the children. It's not the children, ladies and gentlemen. It's not the children. God damn it. Why y'all get your hands out of the damn sand, you piece of shits? Ain't the damn children, ladies and gentlemen. God damn. And it makes me mad thinking about it, because the thing about it is, how can you just prey on people misery because you're bored? Holy shit, it's pathetic. Now, I know what I'm saying ain't gonna mean nothing to the internet. I know what I'm saying ain't gonna mean shit to nobody. But you gotta think, as a logical human being, do you want your kids to go through what I'm going through on the internet? Do you want your family member or your friends to go through what I'm going through on the internet? You really have to think about this, folks. This is insane. This is the definition of our world being corrupted and polluted the way it's been. I mean, maybe I'm a little bit stupid. Maybe I don't know better. Maybe I'm dreaming. Maybe I don't know. But I'm not bright. I'll admit that. But God damn it, this is crazy. Why would you just, the pray over people pisses me off to no end. If a person has an opinion about something, let it go. It's not like I'm making slanderous remarks and saying stupid shit in a way that you will lose your job and all this other fucked up shit that actually happens to people in real life. Oh my God. Alright, so So in case some shit comes up, I'll back up this shit, because I'm not gonna, but just again, this is fucked up. Oh, God, this is fucked up. Alright, I'm getting out of here. I'm out of here. But, one of the little girls, it's so cute. Like about 2 or 3 or something. Very nice. Cute little girl. Very nice. Very cute. Looks just like... Let's see. Now again, I'm not going to disclose this Facebook page, but I've had an interesting time looking at different types of posts, photos, etc., etc., etc. And it's interesting. It really is interesting to me that just out of fascination, how people can be so insensitive, how the world can be so cruel like a motherfucker. So, I mean, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I just don't know. And like, again, this man, this dude that I deal with, he's one of my enemies. And again, I stumbled on his Facebook page. I was looking at his life, and I'm like, dude, you have a life better than mine. Why in the world would you prey on someone like myself? Why? Now, I'm not going to say who this person is, or the name of this person, or nothing. I'm not. But I happened to found it out of curiosity. Because the whole idea is I want to figure out how people are and how they think, and why they do what they do. I mean, we got serial killers, kooks, maniacs, child predators, but my God, you don't have to do nothing in the eyes of the law to be a bad person or to do something bad to other people. Jesus Christ. The whole insanity of this. And this was why I got frustrated. I says, why is this happening to me? This is crazy, yo. It's so fucking crazy. I'm just disgusted. You know what? If anybody said half of the things that some of these people say about me to them, they would have me on a stick. If I did the same thing that these motherfuckers did, they would have me on a fucking stick. Now, how is it that it's okay to attack someone weaker than you, and yet it is not okay for the weak person to question your behavior, your motives, your attitude towards them, and the way you treat them? That is insane, ladies and gentlemen.
Dear God, what in the hell did you put me through? I have been sitting here miserable all my life. Why? Don't you have common sense to understand what the fuck I'm saying?